It happened on our 10th wedding anniversary. The restaurant was glowing with soft light, laughter, and the illusion of love. She wore the same perfume she did on our first date, sweet, deliberate, poisonous. And then, with the cake knife in her hand, she turned to me. Her voice didn't tremble. "I wish you had never been in my life." Every eye in that room turned toward me. Her friends, our friends, gasped, waiting for my reaction. I didn't give them one. I just looked at her, long enough for her to see the exact moment something inside me died. That was the last thing I ever gave her. We were never perfect, but we were real. At least I thought so. I used to believe in the kind of love that could fix broken things. She believed in the kind that could hide them. I built our life brick by brick. A house, savings, plans for the future. She built hers on attention, validation, and secrets that smelled like cologne I didn't wear. I started noticing things long before that night. The subtle shifts in her smile when her phone lit up. The silence that followed when I walked into the room. She'd laugh differently, softer, when she thought I wasn't listening. One evening, her phone buzzed on the counter. A message popped up before I could look away. "I miss the way you looked at me last night." It was signed with a name I recognized, her boss. That night, I didn't confront her. I just sat in the dark and listened to her breathing as she slept beside me, wondering how many times she'd rehearsed the lies she'd tell me. The next morning, I started planning. Not revenge, not yet, just clarity. I copied everything: bank accounts, property titles, her messages, photos. Every secret she thought was buried in her phone now lived quietly in a flash drive hidden behind the false panel of my briefcase. Then I began to disappear, one detail at a time. I moved my accounts, transferred ownerships under a silent trust, sold the stocks she didn't know I owned. Every night I'd come home, kiss her cheek, and listen to her talk about how busy work was. I smiled, nodded, and learned how to be invisible. It took 3 months. 3 months of silence, small talk, and pretending to still love her touch. When our anniversary came, I knew she wanted a performance, a party to show the world what a perfect couple looked like. I gave her exactly that. I let her raise her glass. I let her deliver her lines. And when she looked me dead in the eyes and said those words, "I wish you had never been in my life," I understood. That wasn't a slip. That was her confession, wrapped in cruelty, meant to humiliate me. But she didn't realize she'd just handed me the final scene. The next morning I woke up before dawn. She was still asleep, her phone on the nightstand, face lit by soft sunlight sneaking through the curtains. I stared at her one last time, the woman who taught me how calm destruction could feel. I didn't write a note, didn't take the car, didn't touch the joint accounts, because they were already empty. By the time she woke up, the house was listed for sale, every account closed, every investment withdrawn, the utilities, insurance, everything canceled. The lawyer she didn't know I'd hired had already sent her the dissolution papers, citing infidelity and emotional cruelty. My phone number? Gone. My social media? Deleted. My digital presence? Erased. It took her 3 days to realize she couldn't find me. A week before, she understood she couldn't reach me. And when she finally did, it wasn't through a call. It was through a letter my lawyer delivered, neatly folded, sealed in a plain white envelope. Inside, there was just one photo. Her and her boss. The one she didn't know I'd taken the night she told me she was working late. Attached was the resignation email she'd accidentally sent from her office computer to her company's board of directors the night before she humiliated me. I scheduled it weeks ago, with a single timed click. By then, the sale of the house had gone through. The funds were safely redirected to a place she couldn't trace. The cars, assets, everything, transferred, gone, liquid. She lost her job, her reputation, and the home she thought she owned. I lost nothing but the illusion of love. Sometimes I imagine her reaction, the disbelief, the panic, the moment she realizes the man she mocked in front of her friends had dismantled her entire world without raising his voice. I don't feel pride. I don't feel guilt either. Just a strange, quiet peace, like a storm that's passed. I live far from where we built our life. No one here knows my name. No one asks questions. I rent a small cabin near the coast where mornings smell like salt and silence. Every year on the same date, I sit by the water and let the tide erase my footprints. It's my own ritual, a reminder of how easy it is to disappear when you stop needing to be found.